Lovely friends, my cupcakes. This is a story about diamond hands. We are now in a Bitcoin halvening year. Yes, I am very skeptical about the stock market. I'm very skeptical about how the cycle plays out. But I am still long and strong. Today we're going to be speaking about the Hex Orange Address. It is a lottery ticket, okay? And it's been pumping. If you get it on a dip, take advantage. I'm going to tell you something. The Tang gang is very strong. But I don't buy the tippity top of green candles. Someone did though, and then it went even more tippity top green candle, and they made a lot of money right at the launch. Listen to this story. By the way, you know how this story ends? You know how the story ends, fans. They end up having a $3,000 position that they dump. Now it's worth $500,000, but they don't have the position anymore. So this is a really cool story I want to show you. Someone bought early in Hex Orange Address and then dumped. So this is it, right? This is the 4-hour chart. I'm going to show you. If you put it on a log chart, you'll be able to zoom in, right? So someone was able to get in super early and they dumped around here. Now, it's all confirmed with the wallet address size. They dumped for $3,000. Okay, now you already know where this story is going, friends. I'm just going to tell you right now. You're going to see more of these stories in this Bitcoin halvening year. Even if I'm skeptical of the cycle, even if those skepticism points, they are for me. They're not for you. What I mean by them, but for me. They're for me because right now, the 4-year cycle is playing out right on cue. There is absolutely nothing to tell me today that the 4-year cycle is disconnected and you can't just be blind faith anything. Nothing. All right? Now, I want you to think about this though. If markets crash, if crypto crashes, you got to buy. If crypto goes sideways, you have to hold. If crypto goes up, it's continuing the 4-year cycle. So what do? Well, the answer might be if we go up and the euphoria is extreme, so extreme that it dwarfs where you would be in the previous cycles, then now you got to get worried in that euphoria. But we're not there yet. Will we even get there? We don't know. Now, what does that directly mean? It might mean, I don't know, ETH BTC goes much higher, 0.10 faster than it should. It might mean altcoins have like gone absolutely nuts for like 4 months in a row and Bitcoin hasn't moved at all. But this is pretty tough because this happened in DeFi season 2020. So I don't know where euphoria would have to appear and in what it would have to show us for me to say, okay, 4-year cycle is kind of breaking. I don't know what it's going to be. If you were to put a water pistol to my head though, and you were to tell me, okay, what's a scenario, ask me this, what's a scenario where you're looking at your altcoins like this, Hex Orange Address, we're going to go through the story of diamond hands, we're going to look at it, and when should you be concerned and like have absolutely nothing to do with any altcoin? The answer would be a divergence of crypto and the stock market. So that's why I theorized maybe Bitcoin is at 80K. We've actually broken the all-time high, but the stock market is still below its all-time high. That's the scenario I'm thinking about in my head. That is where no one would believe you, but the euphoria over there would be great profits. Okay, but we're not there yet, are we? We're not there yet. So for now, you have to look at these stories. I'm showing you, yes, this person paper handed too early, and you have to learn from them because you're not going to bunny hop your way to retirement taking a 2x every time. You're just not. There are no people out there to do it. There are people who, yes, there's leverage traders here and there. Yes, of course, sure, friends. There's 50 of them out there, but there's 950,000 who got wrecked, okay? So this Hex Orange Address, all right, this person, right, they bought for a big amount, they sold for $3,000. He thought he was a genius, and then he dumped it all down to zero. He just thought, woohoo, free money. Okay, you're going to learn from this. And if this person's watching, I hope you learn too, man. Because you learned, right? You learned. I've even said in my videos, after I champion Shiba Inu for its 1 million X pump in 12 months, literally went up 1 million X, I tell everybody blatantly, Shiba Inu as an asset to own before its run was the biggest curse of all time because most people fumbled the bag and you would never forgive yourself. I mean, we all know, I literally know people personally. Okay, they had Shiba Inu at the start. They sold for, I think, 28 grand. And if they just held another 60 days, it was worth like 10.8 million. But they just got out for like 28 grand pump. Okay, everyone knows someone like that. Everyone. So this person paper handed out this HOA position, and now his position would be worth 500,000. But these are the things that's different. So you gotta know, you're gonna hear this saying, friends. You gotta know when to hold them or when to fold them. Yes, it's true. Stock market boomers find a hard time to like correlate the wins to like specific events in crypto, because these events, they say, is random, unpredictable, poopy times, magical, unicorn, fairy dust. That's what they say. But we don't need to judge these. We just need to say they work. Things like the 4-year cycle continuing to repeat. Things like, look at this, Bitcoin halvening year. We are in the Bitcoin halvening year. I've told you, and you've known this, friends. As soon as we ticked over to 2024, ETH BTC, Bitcoin spot ETF, we have these weird jigger rounds and then snap the other way. Isn't it crazy? As soon as 2024 ticks over, bang, the fever's here. Wild. What's the next part you're looking at? PulseChain is still discounted minus 70% below launch all-time high. I mean, that's a big one too, because now you know, and don't misconstrue this, right? That could be your margin of safety. So by the time you've seen this video, it doesn't really matter. Going back to the launch all-time high, 250%. That's a 3.5x. So PulseChain, you say in your mind, well, you know what? You were 3.5x higher than today. The Spear coin, or Spear, remember Spear? You were 3.5x higher, and Bitcoin was lower, and Ethereum was lower, and altcoins were lower, and it was the bear market, and it was 2023. We weren't even Bitcoin halvening year, right? Well, you didn't even unlock your full potential. You didn't have these communities developing. You had none of this. You just bare bones. You launched. You were at that valuation. Can we get there again? Probably. Yeah. Well, I said probably. Like people say almost definitely. So that's what you think. Okay, we haven't even reached that yet to give me the final boost that you'd be looking for, even if you're a short-term trader. Even them. Bare bones, right? You've also got this margin of safety, which is a very small market cap. So Hex Orange Address at under 30 million market cap. So that is beautiful to see. I'm going to bring it up right now just so we can have a bit of a perv on it, friends. I mean, Hex Orange Address is 3.7 million. 3.7. See, friends, look, everything on a 4-hour chart just looks like it's going up too high. Okay, this giant move, it's only 3.7 million. Like, so I gotta please remind you again. Firstly, don't buy anything. Don't buy anything I own. Don't ever buy anything I own. Just sell everything. But if you are to participate on PulseChain, you should use the website app.piteus.io. This is a website, okay, app.piteus, P-I-T-E-A-S-I-O, okay? So Piteus is a DEX aggregator. And so what it'll do is it'll grab the best price from everywhere. And the Hex Orange Address, this coin, is listed. It's got the 9mm liquidity. It's another website. They forked Uniswap V3 because the license expired. So I'm looking at it. I'm like 3.7 million market cap. That's nothing. That's nothing. Now, please, once again, friends, I'm literally the only person who tells you this. Whenever someone says this market cap is cheap of anything, they will immediately tell me and you of Doge going to 80 billion. Doge was the gold standard. Also, SHIB going to 12 billion, 30 billion, whatever it went to, like huge. So people say, well, if they went there, we can get there. I admire the optimism. However, I just want you to remember there are prices too low and there are prices too high. And a coin you own doesn't have to go to 80 billion valuation before it gets too high. That's all I'm telling you. But 3.7 million, that's a freaking joke. And the whole ecosystem is a joke. Way too low. There are like where I'm coming from is everyone's basically in a cult here. Like it's a super passionate, strong community. It's like ticker Bitcoins everywhere. Like Harry Potter Obama's everywhere. The Tang Gang is onboarding. Everyone is doing fantastic. Different communities. Okay, you've got Atropa, Pete-Eye, Teddy Bear. You've got HOA. You've got the Tang Gang here. We've got Paw Play. We've got all the other ones. Okay, just they're not going away. I've done the research. They're not going away. We're in the ecosystem, and trust me, this is the thing, friends. We are super skeptical of meme coins and altcoins if you are from the Richard Heart ecosystem. You have like a giant magnifying glass with like extreme scrutiny. And guess what? These guys are still around. So that just kind of tells you like, golly gee, you convinced the cultists, you know what I mean? The guys in the cult. So that's just something to think of. That's like a competitive edge, you know. A lot of potential was wasted from this guy who took all his bags out too early. You know, there's going to be people who just keep trading these coins, and that's okay because when they're participating in them, yes, they're doing like all these coins. I don't know, one's going to be the final one, but there is still hope, friends. There is still hope, but it might be a bit too late now. They might have to just wait. But if you see something go up without you a lot, you just have to evaluate, all right, damn, man, you went up a lot. I might not be able to get my position, but I've got to go really hard on the next big crash or dip. I mean, even if it comes. So this post, right, it's from Too Spooky, who made the coin, right? He goes through the story about how this person dumped it. He says, you know, it talks about the person hitting profits. So these stories are going to keep happening of people showing, oh my gosh, this guy dumped, and then we just like kept going up. It's not magic. It's bull market remnants starting. It's more people coming in again, more people feeling confident, and it's being thanked. Right, we thank Bitcoin for it because Bitcoin recovered all the way, touched 48,000. Yes, Bitcoin ETF is around Trojan horse. Doesn't matter. It got to 48,000. It's not at 16 anymore. So that is beautiful. That's personification of confidence right there in Bitcoin's price, at least charging up there. And now you have Ethereum, you have altcoins moving. You have the new year ticking over, Bitcoin halvening year. And this is the picture you want to see painted. But where to from now? Remember, I've got a Pokemon bucket hat, friends. This is literally, it's lottery ticket, man. It's lottery ticket. But I made my video. If you just change it to pulse pricing up the top, you change it to weekly, you get to see it's actually in this resistance zone now. This tiny resistance zone. Now, why did I draw that? I drew that as a protection for you. I said, if you watch my video and it's at that resistance, because I don't know if anyone's going to spike it up. Okay, so it's been like days, a week since. Okay, if you watch my video, actually 2 weeks now, and it's at that price, please just don't auto buy. And I'm not telling you don't ever auto buy anything, but just like now really be careful. Now go do your extra homework at this point because it's gone up. If you go check now from my video, what happened from when I started tweeting my video, it's 185%, 2.8x. So that's the thing. But like, friends, this is literally Ticker Bitcoin. Ticker Bitcoin was doing these high lows too. I'll show you. So if you want to check right, you go to Ticker Bitcoin, friends. Ticker Bitcoin right here. Harry Potter, Obama. And now this coin obviously changed what meant to be a meme. Okay, it changed what it meant. So look at it. Look what it used to do. What it was doing right. This is where I started learning. Now I learned from this because this thing I was waiting for a big crash up here. See, it was popular up here. It wouldn't crash. 77%. 74%, it just kept coming up, right? So it goes up, makes its high low, come back down, up, high low, come back. But the next move was just like literally a zip up, and it went here from 1 cent all the way to 20 cents. Now it's done like this double top bottom, this double top type of pattern, okay? Now, that's why, now, if we look at HOA, it looks like the same thing. This is a weekly chart, by the way. If I put it on a daily, you get to see it more apparent. You see these? You see, I mean, look, isn't it funny? Literally. Crazy, right? It literally tick for tick, the same pattern, did the exact same thing. It went up, it popped, it went up, it popped, did this. So this is what Ticker Bitcoin was doing. Now you might say, oh, well, you're going to just stop and do these sideways. I don't know, but look, don't take this home. But Ticker Bitcoin from here did equivalent 20x. So where would that put it? Look, I'm not going to, please do not bet on these, friends. This is too big, but 20x, and Ticker Bitcoin had enormous market cap. If you do a 20x from there, it is all the way up here. Actually, it's above my biggest box. So what I'm doing, showing you is classical Sommi is buy the depression. Everyone's minus 90% down. It hits, and then this trend starts to kind of change, and you get in. Okay, it's like what Cult DAO looks like now. But with this one, I'm noticing this higher low stuff, and I know the Tang gangs are. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna screw this one up. But it's Bitcoin halvening here. So you're going to see more people fumble bags by selling stuff too early. So we've now grasped everything. Please don't just go wildly throwing stuff anywhere. I want deep, cheap prices. So yeah, even though I think from here, this thing can still go. I mean, it's only 3.7 million market cap. Like, why can't it go to 37 million? Why can't it do literally just another 10x from me? 37 million, still nothing from here. Okay, but that is only coming from a place of your friend Sommi's mind here, thinking about the move where PulseChain goes up 3.5x back to its all-time high. Or PulseX goes back to day one sack and crushes it. You know, Hex is back above 10 cents. That's what I'm thinking about. It's not, oh, we're just automatically going to go up today. So now you get to see, right, these are leverage on the ecosystem going up, but they're very, very like lucrative, right? Very juicy lottery tickets, okay? No pun intended, juicy from the tank game, vitamin C. There are others as well, many others as well, be covering them. And if I can find more, I will let you know. I won't be touching stuff that's like too much of this. You got to buy the high or low here and there because you really need to do your research. Really need. Now we're in PulseChain, the ecosystem, everything adds up to us. But with other coins, man, like you really got to be confident. Okay, you're buying up these higher lows and these things at like 20 million market cap that it could do another 10x, right? Because it's rare. It's rare to do that. You know, if someone does that, it takes all over the crypto industry. That's what Thankyou Bitcoin did. Okay, so maybe the Tang gang, right, is going to keep showing strength as Bitcoin recovers, and ultimately at the end of the day, the whole goal is to outperform Pulse, and they're onboarding people outside of the ecosystem. I've even noticed, friends, there are people holding HOA. They are anti-Richard Hart. Not really. I shouldn't use the word anti, but they're like neutral to him. They're like, nah, I don't really care. I don't think he's that cool anyway. So that's what you want. That means it's penetrating, no pun intended as well, penetrating outside of the bubble. So these types of people come in with a different mentality. They don't come in thinking, oh, golly gee, you know, what about Pulse? And they're coming in like, oh, sweet. Doge went 10 billion, this can too, okay? That's the type of mentality we want to see. And hopefully that gives us the flush up and it increases the network effect from everybody. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all. Tell mum and daddy love them. Catch you soon.